Hey guys, I'm Dark Stories and today we're delving into the chilling case of Jared Bragan. From love to a contracted end of life, this story is as harrowing as they come. Divorce is never easy, but what happens when it descends into a bitter battle, where once loving partners become adversaries? That's what we're about to uncover. Jared Bragan, a devoted father of four and a Microsoft employee, met a fate that no one could have foreseen. His story, still unfolding, has captivated the nation. Three individuals now stand accused in his death, two facing the gravest penalty of all. But what led to this shocking turn of events? In the sunny state of Florida, a mundane dispute over assets and custody escalated into a sinister plot. Former spouses turned into bitter enemies, their lives entwined in tragedy. Born into a modest family in 1989, Jared Bragan was a beloved son and brother. His close bond with his older brother Adam shaped his upbringing in ways that would later define him. Jared Bragan's journey is as intricate as it is tragic. Born into a devout family in Florida, his life took unexpected turns, shaped by his faith and his heart. As a teenager, Jared's path crossed with Mallory Bowden, igniting a love that defied their religious norms. But their romance faced challenges, as cohabitation was discouraged in their community. Leaving Mallory behind, Jared ventured to Utah for college, where fate introduced him to Shanna Gardner. From a wealthy family and deeply rooted in their faith, Shanna offered Jared a life of luxury and possibly. With her family's company raking in millions, Shanna lived a life of leisure, her passion for cooking overshadowed by the promise of a carefree existence with Jared. Despite initial disinterest, Jared was drawn to Shanna's allure, her vision of a future filled with travel and indulgence. For Jared, it was a departure from his modest upbringing, a temptation he couldn't resist. As their relationship blossomed, Jared and Shanna embarked on a journey that would ultimately lead to marriage and the birth of twins. But behind the facade of wealth and luxury, darkness lurked, setting the stage for a tragedy that would shake their lives to the core. In a whirlwind romance, Jared and Shanna's love story unfolded like a fairy tale. From their first meeting to a lavish wedding, their union was a testament to both love and privilege. Barely a few months after their initial encounter, Jared and Shanna found themselves engaged. Their wedding, held in the grandeur of a Salt Lake City temple, was a spectacle funded entirely by the Gardner family. Influenced by their religious beliefs, the couple rushed into marriage, settling into a life of luxury in Utah, with a $1 million home and matching Mercedes. Their lifestyle mirrored their opulent surroundings. Despite being a student and Shanna not working, the couple lived a life of extravagance, jetting off to exotic locales and flaunting their wealth on social media. Supported by Shanna's generous parents, the couple enjoyed a monthly allowance of $10,000, along with free access to family accounts. Jared's dreams of entrepreneurship were also realized thanks to a hefty investment from his in-laws. As the honeymoon years unfolded, Jared and Shanna seemed to have it all. But beneath the surface of luxury and indulgence, cracks began to form, leading to a tragedy no one could have predicted. In 2013, the Bragan family welcomed twins Abigail and Liam into their lives. However, joy turned to concern when Liam was diagnosed with a serious heart condition and lung issues. Following medical advice, the family relocated from Connecticut to the coastal beauty of Florida, seeking the therapeutic benefits of the sea for Liam's health. Nestled in Ponte Vedra Beach, south of Jacksonville, the Bragans settled into a comfortable two-story home. Meanwhile, Shanna curated an image of domestic bliss on social media, showcasing her roles as a wife, mother, chef, and fitness enthusiast. Jared, recognizing Shanna's dedication to fitness, surprised her with a personal trainer. Yet, beneath the surface of their seemingly perfect life, cracks began to form. As Shanna distanced herself from their shared religious beliefs, tensions escalated within the marriage. Jared remained devout, while Shanna's disillusionment with their faith drove a wedge between them. Despite their efforts to mask their struggles, the Bragan family found themselves adrift in a sea of misunderstandings and tension, their once solid foundation shaken to its core. Amidst the facade of happiness, cracks emerged in Jared and Shanna's marriage. Shanna, disillusioned by Jared's perceived laziness and weight gain, grew distant as their arguments intensified. Despite Jared's eventual success at Microsoft, their relationship continued to deteriorate. Intimacy waned, replaced by suspicion and resentment. The discovery of intimate exchanges between Shanna and her personal trainer shattered whatever remained of their trust. Rumors of infidelity swirled, leading Jared to confront his wife and seek solace from an old flame, Mallory Bowden. In a last-ditch effort to salvage their family, Jared reached out to Mallory, expressing his desire to forgive Shanna's transgressions. Yet, their efforts at reconciliation fell short, leading to a contentious divorce. The divorce proceedings turned scandalous as accusations of infidelity and cruelty flew between Jared and Shanna. Arguments over shared assets and custody rights fueled the animosity, further deepening the rift between them. As the dust settled, the Bragan family found themselves torn apart by bitterness and resentment. What began as a journey of love and promise ended in a bitter feud, leaving scars that would last a lifetime. The battle for ownership of their Florida home and custody of their twins raged on between Jared and Shanna, each accusing the other of manipulation and deceit. Shanna's claim for sole custody of the children and exclusive ownership of their seaside abode clashed with Jared's demands for his fair share and protection of their children's trust funds. Amidst the legal turmoil, accusations flew like arrows, with Shanna alleging Jared's attempts to turn their children against her, while Jared countered with claims of extensive surveillance by his ex-wife. Their divorce proceedings escalated with allegations of tax evasion and financial impropriety, further deepening the chasm between them. Despite the court mandating joint custody, peace remained elusive as Jared and Shanna continued their courtroom battles for nearly 7 more years, their disputes persisting long after their official divorce. As new families emerged, old wounds reopened, casting shadows over their tumultuous past. Jared found solace in a new love, Christina, a fellow Microsoft employee, sparking a new chapter in his life fraught with its own challenges and triumphs. In the fall of 2017, Jared found solace in marriage once again, this time with Christina. Their joy multiplied with the arrival of their daughter Bexley in February 2019, followed by the birth of their son London in August 2021. Meanwhile, Shanna embarked on a new chapter with Mario Fernandez, marrying him in 2018. Their son Michael added to their newfound happiness as they settled into the very house that once bore witness to their tumultuous past. Despite their efforts to move forward, Jared and Shanna's conflicts persisted, fueled by unresolved grievances and ongoing legal battles. Their shared custody arrangements remained fraught with tension, as Jared demanded Christina's involvement in their children's lives, while Shanna faced restrictions in her own parental rights. Their last courtroom confrontation, just months before Jared's untimely death, epitomized the acrimony that defined their relationship. Accusations of manipulation and spite continued to plague their interactions, casting shadows over any hope of reconciliation. Amidst the turmoil, Jared's insistence on controlling the use of their family vehicle further exacerbated the rift between them, highlighting the deep-seated animosity that lingered between the former spouses. As the curtains closed on their final confrontation, Jared and Shanna's saga epitomized the complexities of divorce and the enduring impact of unresolved conflicts. Their story serves as a stark reminder of the enduring scars left behind by love lost and battles fought. After a contentious court ruling, Shanna secured exclusive rights to the larger vehicle, marking another chapter in the ongoing battles between her and Jared. In a final twist of fate, the court ordered Jared to compensate Shanna $600. Their co-parenting agreement brought Jared and the twins together every Wednesday, a routine that ended in tragedy on a secluded road. With his young daughter Bexley and the twins in tow, Jared's routine family dinner took a horrifying turn on February 22, 2022. After a leisurely evening at a coastal cafe, Jared embarked on the familiar journey home. Little did he know his path would intersect with tragedy on a deserted stretch of road, devoid of streetlights. In the darkness of the night, Jared's world shattered as gunfire erupted, leaving him defenseless against the merciless assailant. His 3-year-old daughter slept peacefully, unaware of the horror unfolding around her. Amidst the chaos, Jared's life was cut short, leaving behind a family torn apart by grief and unanswered questions. The perpetrator vanished into the night, leaving only heartache and devastation in their wake. As the community mourned the loss of Jared Bragan, his tragic end served as a stark reminder of the fragility of life and the darkness that lurks in the shadows, forever altering the lives of those left behind. As the echoes of gunfire faded into the night, a passerby stumbled upon the scene of tragedy, discovering Jared Bragan lying in a pool of blood. Despite frantic efforts, the paramedics arrived too late to save him, plunging the community into shock and despair. Christina's world turned upside down as she awaited her husband's return, only to be met with silence and uncertainty. The chilling call from the police shattered her reality, thrusting her into a nightmare she never could have imagined. As investigators combed through the evidence, a sinister picture emerged. The tire, a seemingly innocuous obstacle, became the catalyst for Jared's untimely demise. Yet, amidst the chaos, his young daughter remained unharmed. A beacon of hope amidst the darkness. The absence of any stolen valuables and the lack of a clear motive left investigators grasping for answers. With no apparent enemies or known conflicts, suspicion turned towards the one person with a potential motive, Shanna, Jared's first wife. As the investigation deepened, The tangled web of relationships and unresolved tensions cast a shadow of doubt over the tragedy. Christina grappled with the realization that her husband's death may have been orchestrated by someone he once loved. Amidst the grief and uncertainty, one thing remained clear. Jared Bragan's death was not a random act of violence, but a calculated strike that shattered the lives of those he left behind. Despite suspicions swirling around Shanna, Christina refrained from making direct accusations, recognizing the need for concrete evidence in the face of tragedy. The absence of surveillance footage left investigators grasping for clues in the darkness. A witness's account provided a glimpse into the night of the crime, with the eerie silence shattered only by the echoes of gunfire and the distant roar of a speeding vehicle. Yet, the identity of the perpetrator remained shrouded in mystery. As detectives sifted through the evidence, the emergence of surveillance footage offered a glimmer of hope. An old Ford F-150, its presence captured on camera, became a focal point in the search for answers. With Jared's family making heartfelt appeals for information, the community rallied together in the quest for justice. Yet the first suspects, Shanna and her husband Mario, vehemently denied any involvement, casting further shadows over the investigation. Shanna's complex relationship with Jared and her heartfelt account of her children's grief painted a portrait of a family torn apart by tragedy. Despite the complexities of their past, she adamantly maintained her innocence, pledging to cooperate with authorities in the pursuit of truth. As the investigation unfolded, the darkness of the night gave way to flickers of hope as detectives and the community joined forces to unravel the tangled web of deceit and betrayal, determined to bring Jared's killer to justice. As the community mourned the loss of Jared Bragan, the absence of his ex-spouse and older children cast a somber shadow over his funeral. Tensions between Christina and Shanna reached a boiling point as both grappled with the complexities of grief and resentment. The long-awaited breakthrough came in January 2023, nearly a year after Jared's tragic murder. The arrest of Henry Tiernan, the owner of the dark blue Ford F-150, marked a pivotal moment in the investigation, bringing renewed hope to a grieving community. After an exhaustive search, luck favored the authorities when Tiernan's vehicle was involved in an accident, leading to his identification and subsequent arrest. The revelation of Tiernan's criminal history added layers of complexity to the case, as the scope of his alleged involvement became clear. Charged with second-degree premeditated murder and other grave offenses, Tiernan's arrest brought a semblance of closure to Jared's loved ones, who had endured months of uncertainty and anguish. The unraveling of the truth shed light on the darkness that had haunted the community, exposing the sinister forces at play in Jared's untimely demise. As the wheels of justice turned, the journey towards closure began for those left behind. In a somber press conference, Jacksonville Beach Police Chief Jonathan Paul Smith and City Prosecutor Melissa Nelson unveiled the grave charges against Henry Tiernan, while shedding light on the sinister conspiracy that led to Jared Bragan's tragic murder. As details of the investigation emerged, it became clear that Tiernan did not act alone, prompting speculation about the identities of his accomplices. Despite the secrecy surrounding the case, Tiernan's decision to cooperate with authorities offered a glimmer of hope for justice. With the stakes high and the prospect of a lengthy prison term looming, Tiernan struck a deal with law enforcement, offering vital testimony in exchange for leniency. The unraveling of the criminal trio sent shockwaves through the community, exposing the depths of deceit and betrayal. As the investigation intensified, revelations surfaced linking Tiernan to a rental property owned by Mario Fernandez, further implicating him in the conspiracy. Despite his housemate's inability to provide substantial information, the discovery of a hidden pistol in the accused's room dealt a damning blow to his defense. On March 16, 2023, the wheels of justice turned once more as Mario Fernandez was arrested, following Tiernan's guilty plea and damning testimony. Charged with first-degree murder and conspiracy, Fernandez faced the full weight of the law for his alleged role in Jared Bragan's untimely demise. As the trial loomed on the horizon, the community stood united in their quest for justice, determined to see those responsible held accountable for their heinous actions. In the face of tragedy, the resolve of Jared's loved ones remained unyielding, seeking solace in the promise of closure and redemption. As whispers of conspiracy swept through the community, rumors implicated Shanna Gardner Fernandez as the mastermind behind Jared Bragan's murder. Testimony from her former lover, a fitness trainer, shed light on her alleged long-standing animosity towards her ex-husband, fueling suspicions of her involvement. A tattoo artist frequented by Shanna recounted chilling conversations where she expressed frustration with the legal battles and voiced a desire to silence Jared forever. Initially dismissed as dark humor, her repeated inquiries for assistance painted a more sinister picture of her intentions. Despite vehement denials, Shanna found herself ensnared in the web of suspicion. With her husband's arrest and mounting evidence against her, she faced the same charges, uprooting her life and fleeing to Washington with her children. On August 17, 2023, Shanna Gardner Fernandez was arrested in her Washington apartment, marking a dramatic turn in the ongoing saga. Extradited to Florida, she prepared to stand trial alongside the accused trio, facing the weight of the allegations against her. The motive for her alleged actions painted a complex portrait of strained relationships, custody disputes, and a desire for control over disputed assets. As the legal battle unfolded, the community watched with bated breath, awaiting justice for Jared Bragan and closure for his loved ones. As the case remains open and legal proceedings continue, the search for truth and accountability presses onward. In the shadow of tragedy, the resolve of those touched by Jared's untimely demise remains unyielding, fueled by the hope of closure and redemption.